So this is a pretty straightforward game. Once again, the whole premise is you're trying to get a number of points in order to, I guess, beat this AI. So we have the AI here. He's this big red character, and it's my goal to generate enough points before he does the same. So the gameplay is pretty straightforward. I play my turn as usual. There's a couple of extra rules. When taking my turn, I can't move my person, so my warden, to the same area where the red guy is. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to visit the gem shrine right now. The other thing is after that I'm finished my turn, I'm going to move this guy clockwise to an adjacent shrine. The next thing is going to happen if he ever moves into an area where I'm going to give him 2 points. So kind of sucks. It kind of locks out this area as well as this area, so I have to anticipate his actions and try to time my things appropriately. And then eventually he is going to be moving things on his turn. And when he enters this tactics shrine here, over here, to actually do an action, he's going to complete one of these battle plans, essentially, based on the number of dice that are available. And so he's going to complete the 5 gold battle plan. So whatever is at the top here, that's the one that he's going to complete. So based on the number of dice required, he's going to get a certain number of points. And it gets kind of crazy once you get to higher numbers. So if it's like requires 4 dice, he gets 15 points, which is kind of insane. So I want to kind of manipulate this market over here so that he's not getting a bunch of symbols. Now, with that being said, the whole premise of this is get those contracts and get started. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So right off the bat, I'm looking at the board here. We have a couple of endgame triggers here, or endgame conditions. I want to try to get 18 fame. I want to get my board in this specific fashion. So I have those 4 in the corner as well as 1 up. And then I want 3 of the siege. So I've got all of this stuff that I'm looking at here, and I think that the best course of action right now, actually, seeing as I'm going to need 18 fame, is let's go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this action here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the gray dice here, and I'm going to reserve the Invade the Laborium. So this thing's going to go down here as a reserve card. I can spend a coin, since I put it in this slot, to increase my fame by 1. So it seems solid. I got a gray dice already for that contract. It's a siege symbol, and I think that's going to be beneficial. The other important thing when you're playing, you have this board here. You got to pick which side is going to be important. And seeing as I want that specific shape, and this one's going to be a little bit hard to do it this way. So let's try. Maybe the other side is going to look better. Let's go with. Yeah, let's go with this side. I think that I could probably manage this section here. So let's go ahead and do that. I can also get 2 fame on the way. So this is going to be our setup here. So that being said, the character takes 6 turns, so I have to put my little guy there to do that action. And then the red guy is going to move here, and now it's back to my move. So now I need to pick up some red and another gray die. I can't go to that red section, but I can pick up gray here. And I don't know if it's actually worth getting that, because if I do go here, he's going to get some extra points out of me. But that is the gray die I need. Right now, I can only get up to 11 strength. So I think with 3 plus 4 is 7. So 5 will be fine. So I think I am going to do this. I'm going to forego the extra point, but I am going to grab the gray die here. It'll give me a $1 discount on something over here. Let's do the... I have lots of choices here. I actually think I'm just going to dive in and take the Skull Basher right off the bat. It's going to cost me 5 coins because I get that $1 discount for taking the 5. But this says that for every fame that's over 10, I'm going to get an extra point. And the whole thing is to try to get that 18, right? So let's go ahead and grab this one. So that's going to go over on this left section here. That's going to set me up for some good points. And that'll get filled in. So then he goes here. That's going to score red at 2 points. Unfortunate, but hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. And then I am going to jump up here. This is going to get me the red die. And that's going to give me 2 magic. So I'll take that. Pretty solid. And then he moves down here. And this allows me to jump back to my main board and complete the contract. So I've got my dice here. This is going to give me 8, 12, which is perfect. I can't go past 11 because of my current fame marker. But I did complete that siege marker and 2 grays. So pretty good stuff. So 12. These are going to go back in the bag. So I completed it. And then that's going to allow me to upgrade my board somehow. So with that, I think I'm actually going to upgrade by removing this fame marker right off the bat, because I do think that's pretty important, as I'm going to need to do that as we play. And I am going to go ahead and fill in this center one, which gives me a point for each gray I use to complete it. And I use 2 grays, it's going to give me 2 points. So that's an extra 2 points on top of my 11 strength, which is another 6 points. So right off the bat, I've already got 8 points to his 2. I'll take it. It's a pretty solid lead. I like it. I think things are going well. So that's everything here so far. Now it's back to the character's turn. He's going to go ahead and move clockwise, and he is going to complete a contract. So when he enters the shrine, he's going to take the top card here. So that's going to be 2, and he's going to go ahead and complete that. And since it only has 2 symbols, though, he only gets 9 points, which puts him at 11. And yeah, that's it. When he completes the 7th, the game is over immediately. So kind of scary. I've got to make sure that I am, keeping him in check. So there's another small one on the top there. Now here's the hard part. Do I grab that, or do I kind of let him, go to town? So that being said, I think that I am just going to do my best here with what I got. I'm going to go ahead and grab this little guy here, and he's going to go down. And I'm going to grab this one because I do need some money. So this is going to be $4, and it's only going to give me 2 strength, but that's going to be okay. This little guy's going to go over here. I think that I'm going to go ahead and reserve a die. So I'm going to go over here and grab this. It gives me $1 discount, and I am going to take this one. So it'll cost me $1, cost me an additional $1 to go up with fame. And that's my turn here. These are all going to slide down. Hopefully nothing with a huge symbol is going to appear on top. Whew, we got lucky there. It's still got 2 symbols. So red will move here. It's now back to me. I need some brown to make this work. So I am going to go here. I'm going to get this 6 brown and get a gem. And this is going to help me with completing that contract because you can use the gems to make things wild. So I can turn this green into a brown so that I can complete this contract, which requires 2 browns as well as a blue. So I think that'll be useful. You can hear corn up there. Once again, if you are hearing audio that's not so good, let me know. I'll make sure I can try to fix it. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part. He's going to move his 2 like normal. I am going to return back to my board to complete my contract. So that is 7, 13. That completes this one because I do have to spend that gem to turn it brown. And that is close to my 12. So that's going to give me another 6 points here. Puts me at 14. That's going to go to the left here. I've got 2 siege engines already, which is pretty great. And then I get to upgrade my board. Now I am going to go ahead and upgrade this center one. So this one is going to give me the ability to get a gem immediately, which is awesome. And I get to place this somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and use the siege engine, which is going to give me 2 points. Since I made a link, I get an extra 2 fame. So 2 fame and 2 points. Pretty powerful. But now red is going to go here, and it's back to me. Now this is important. Whenever at the start of my turn, if there are 3 or fewer total lives on the board, I'm going to put everything in the bag and I'm going to refresh. So basically, this is the last round of taking kind of the scraps on the board. So I do need to get some reds, but I don't think that's actually going to happen because there's no reds on the board. I really don't have a choice here, eh? So let's take a look. I think my best bet is to probably go over to the shrine here and pick up another gem just so I can have some more flexibility so I can get that shrine. So put that there, put this here. And now he's going to go here, and he's going to complete this battle plan up at the top. Since it only has 2 symbols, he's going to get 9 points, puts him at 20. So he has kind of risen in the lead here. And that will put that up here. Uh-oh, this has 4 dice slots, so I want to make sure that I reserve something as soon as possible. Start of my turn, there are plenty of dice out here. Or not very many dice, I should say. So these are going to return to the bag. I grab 2 for each, and we're going to put them on the board. Put that there. And a couple more. Okay. As I was saying earlier, I definitely need to grab me some red dice. So I'm going to come down here, and this is going to give me 2 coins. So back in the market for some money here. He's going to move up here. So I can't go pick up that last red, which is pretty unfortunate. However, I do want to make sure I can get this die. So I am going to climb over here. I'm going to take this die. Oop, that's a 2 here. That's going to give me a $4 discount, so I can grab that siege engine. So that's going to be free for me, but I can pay $1 here and increase my fame 1 more, so it puts me at 15. Pretty powerful. And that's my turn there. These are going to slide down. Hopefully, it's a small one. It is, so another 2. We got lucky there. He's going to move over here, and I actually am going to come back to my board here, and I'm going to use these 2 gems, and they are going to serve as wilds. I'm going to turn these 2 to reds. So now I have a score of 10 here. But I also have magic I can use. And I think I'm going to use magic to push this 10 up to a 14. So I'm going to spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts me down to 1. And I'm going to bump this 2 to a 6. And remember, when you spend magic, you do have to actually increase the die. So I increase the 2 to a 6. So that's 14 now. Gets me to that next threshold, which is going to be 9 points. Puts me to 25. So that's my 3 reds because I use those gems. They're going to go back in the bag. I score this, and Perfect. I got those points already for that. I get to upgrade my board. I think I want to start getting some more dice. So I'm going to remove this token here. And I completed one with 3 reds, so I could get this one up here, but I think I'm actually going to put it, I'm going to put it down here in the bottom left corner. I'm foregoing some points, but I am going to get a free die off the board. And looking at what's coming up, I want to get some things that are maybe a little bit cheaper this time. So let's go with a blue strong dice. I'm going to grab this 6 over here. But that's not so good either, because I'll be able to get that next turn by going up to this section. So instead, let's go ahead and grab the 6 green up here, because green could potentially be wild for me in the future. I think that's a good move. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So that's my turn here. He continues and moves over. I'm going to take my little guy. We're going to go back up here. I'm going to grab this 6 up here, and this allows me to complete an objective. I am going to take this one in the corner, which means greens are wilds for me. Super powerful. So I can start working on that because I have those 3 siege engines. That's going to give me 7 points, puts me at 32. Red's going to move 1 more here, and now it's back to me. So once again, I have some decisions here. I can go ahead and claim this green die, which is a wild, which is really strong. And that could help me claim this, increase my fame a little bit more, but it's going to give the enemy 2 points. But I want to make sure that he's keeping that. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and move down here and get a discount price. So I'm going to grab this brown. It's going to give me a $2 discount on something over here. Let's see. This one is good for red symbols. This is 4 points, but it's going to cost me $1 million, so probably not. I'm actually just going to, for free, I'm going to take the thief here. Thief just gives you $6 for taking him. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and that's going to put me up to $9. So I think it's a pretty solid play. So over comes red. Once again, 2 symbols, so he's going to get 9 points, puts him at 29, and that is going to be that. So back to me. Oh, man, I still don't really want to go over there yet, but I can use this time maybe to, I could complete a contract just willy-nilly, which is kind of nice. I think I'll do that. I think I need a couple more things, though. So let's get a couple more dollars here. I'm going to go here, take this brown die. That's going to give me $3 for taking it from the horde. Red goes back up there, and I am just going to return to my board now, because you don't actually have to reserve stuff to get the abilities. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and complete a contract like this. So I've got lots of dice here to spend. I'm actually going to use these 2 dice in particular. Oh, did I misplay? I think I misplayed. I don't think I can actually do it. No, I cannot. I am missing the correct numbers. So that actually was a folly for me. So instead, I will go over here, and it's time to reserve. I'll go ahead and lose that brown die, unfortunately. But I'll take this one, which will give me a $5 discount. So I have lots of good stuff here. So let's go ahead and grab, those can serve as wilds. But we are going to go for something a little cheaper. I am just going to grab this. And that is going to go down here. I'll pay that extra $1 to increase that fame up to 16 so I can score more points later. So that's that. And now we go into that guy's turn. He's going to move there. Start of my turn, there are 3 or less dice, so these will get moved. This is important, though. One thing I forgot to do during that first refresh, these cards are actually going to cycle every time the dice get cycled as well. So that is one misplay that you saw. I do know that in the main game, but I forgot to do it here. So kind of unfortunate, but hey, you know, this is kind of a teaching game, yeah? So not a big deal. So all the cards get sent to the bottom, and we put some new ones out. All right. And as you can see, the escalation of this game is kind of crazy. Everything is going a little bit fast. The guy was scoring a lot of points at the beginning, but now so are we, and we even have some endgame coming. That being said, we roll everything up. We put 2 more dice in every area. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, 2 here. Unfortunate, because I still have all those green dice on my board, so I lost the ability to put them out. But we're going to go ahead and come back to my board here, and we're going to solve this. So I got my 2 greens and my blue. That's going to put us at 13, and I am a couple away from that next threshold. So I'm just going to spend the 1 to push me to 14. There's corn over there. So I'll spend the 12 plus 1, so that's 13, and I'll spend my 1 magic to push me to 14, which is going to put me at the threshold for 9 points. That's going to put me at 41 over here, and that completes a bow. So that's going to allow me to remove one of these, and I'm going to remove the one that lets me add more cards, because I do like cards, and I'm going to put it here, which is going to earn me $3, and it's going to earn me a gem because I completed all those links, and 2 points because that is a bow space. So that was pretty dang lucrative. These dice are now going to go back in the bag. So that's everything here. And now it's back to red. He's going to move down here into the money area. So nothing to worry about, which is really nice. Let's see. I think I am going to go back on the board. This is probably the slowest way to do this, but, you know, eventually I'm going to need to get that fame all the way up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab this gray here, which is going to give me a $2 discount on one of these cards. I've already got a brown and a gray. Let's see if I can get something cheap. I need something with blue on it to get some extra points, so I am going to probably just grab this smaller one here. I think it's going to give me a lot of potential for extra points later. And that's going to pay $1 to increase my fame one more. Puts me at 17, so I'm very close to the threshold now. Red goes down here, and then I'm going to move over here. I'll take this big die, but that means I'm going to have to pay full price for one of these things. I've collected a lot of siege engines, so I think this one is pretty great. So this is a Bombardier. It's going to cost me $6, but since I already have one of these, it's going to cost me $7 total. So I dropped from 13 all the way down to 6, but I've got 2 endgame cards now, which is pretty great. Okay, and this does refill. This one says 2 points per die you have left over at the end of the game. Pretty cool. Red's going to go here, and look at that. We got lucky again. The top one is a 2 symbol, so he completes that for another 9 points. So it puts him at 38. I feel like I'm getting pretty lucky with these and kind of managing these incoming threats, which is super helpful. So I cannot complain. Life is pretty good for the goblins, eh? So that's that. I am going to go ahead and, I'm very close to that 18. But I'm going to go down here because I need a blue. So this is going to give me a blue die and $1. It's not the most efficient play, but we'll deal with it. And then up next, we are going to move the red guy back up. It's back to me. We're going to go ahead and complete this contract that's on my board. So I come back here. I've got my blue, my gray, and then I am going to spend the gem in order to turn something into a color that I'd like. So this is 9. Let's go with, we want to get to 16. Ooh, so that's not quite enough. I might, 9, I can get up to 15? Oh, I'm off by 1. That's unfortunate. I think we're going to bite the bullet just to stay on tempo. We lose 3 points, but I think it'll be okay. So we're going to go ahead and just take a 13. Oh, that's also not enough either. So we'll use this red here. So that'll put us at 15, which only gives us 9 points, but I still think that's good. So it puts us at 52. And that is going to go here. These are going to go in there. And I complete this contract. This one does have 1 blue. So let's go ahead and do a permanent +1 strength. And I'm going to put this one here, which is going to give me 1 point because there was 1 blue in that contract. And that gets me a die from anywhere, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and grab look into the board. There's lots of grays. There's lots of blues, and I think that I'm probably going to grab... Oh, I can't because he's going to be there. But I'll have time, so maybe I'll grab this red on my turn. So let's go ahead and grab the brown 6 here. That doesn't make a lot of sense either. Let's grab the green. Green is wild for us, so I think that's a pretty powerful number to grab. Okay, so that's that. So very solid. He's going to go ahead and move here. Let's jump back into red. This is going to give me $4 discount on whatever I pick. Nice. Let's go ahead and grab this one. Sure, we don't get that full discount, but hey, we've already got a red. We've got potential for another color, and it's that siege engine we like. We're about to go pick up a blue here. I like it. We'll pay the $1, get another fame. That puts us at 18, so we can actually do 2 of those contracts now. Seems very good. Red goes down here. I'm going to go jump over here, grab the blue, and that thing is going to say, hey, I can now complete another contract area. So let's go ahead and grab a spot for an extra die. And I have both of these things unlocked, so let's go with the one that's more points. 9 points. That puts me at 62. So good. All right, these slide down. And now it's back to red. He comes down here. There are 4 left. I think that the best play probably is go here to get that gem to make something else wild. Get that 5. And now red goes here. He's going to complete a contract. And that's 3 symbols this time, so he's going to get 12 points. That puts him at 50 total points. And now it's the start of my turn. There are 3 dice here. We're going to go ahead and put them all back in the bag and reset all of these cards. So once again, do not forget to reset those cards when you reset the dice, because it's quite important. And it really is a nice way to kind of remember that, hey, this game is going to cycle. You're going to see more things every time you play. I like it. And so this really just kind of keeps things fresh. You're going to see a lot of cards throughout the game, and the markets don't get stale, which I really enjoy. So hopefully we get some good stuff coming out. We are looking specifically for high numbers. So Let's hope we get some good green ones. We put a lot in the bag. There's only 2 out there. Let's see here and here and here. No greens so far. Maybe we can get lucky. 2 and 2 and 1. No greens. 1 green. And it's a 2, so not so good. Well, that kind of sucked. So we have 5. Let's go ahead and clear some space here. Yep, we're going to go over here, and this is going to let us complete our contract. So this one is 2 grays. So we're going to use the green as one of them. And then we're going to use those guys. And we're going to use this. And we're going to use this in order to turn the brown into a gray. So this is a total of 8, 10, 15, 16, which puts us at the threshold here. So that's enough for 12 points. So I think that's worth it. We're going to go to 64 all the way to 74. Very solid. This is another siege engine, so that helps out with our endgame condition here. I think that was a fairly strong turn. It's also going to give us a bonus. We're going to go ahead and move this ability here. This one says that you can pay $2 to grab a second die when you reserve a card. So very powerful. And that was a siege engine. And that was an attack of 16, which is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and put it up at this top one here, which says if you get a battle plan of 15 or more, you get 2 extra points. And when you link, you get 2 fame. So that puts us at max fame. And it's going to give us 2 extra points, which is pretty great. Sweet. And then he's going to keep on cycling. And I think the game is coming to a close here. We just have 1 more contract to fulfill. We've got an extra die here. Let's see if we can get some extra cash. So we're going to go down here and pick a card that's going to be the best for us for endgame scoring. Actually, that being said, we should probably go up here so we can claim that endgame scoring up there. So let's go ahead and grab this gray because it looks like most of the contracts here are going to require gray. And that's going to let us place one of our other symbols. We'll go ahead and grab that one over here. It's for another 8 points, which puts it at 14. Pretty good. And then red is going to continue moving. Since he went on my space, he gets an extra 2. But I think that's okay. Once again, this is not ideal because he's going to get another 2 points. But I think it's going to be okay because we can get a scoring card that's going to kind of match that. And seeing as this one gives points for gray, I think it's going to be well worth it. Now, remember, it is 6 plus extra for each of these we take. So luckily, these are low numbers, so we can get a discount. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to take the green here, since green does serve as wild for us. And it's going to give me $4 discount. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the 1 point per skull in your battle plan. So that's going to be 6 minus 4. So that's 2 plus 2. So I spend $4 on this, puts me at $2. And that's going to put this in my endgame scoring area as well. So we've got lots of these endgame scoring cards, which is super nice. And then this is going to refill with a new one. Once again, red follows. It's going to get 2 more points for following me. And that puts us in a bind here. We have a couple choices. We have $2. We have the green, the brown, and the gray. So we are going to for sure need to get another of something to get that large one. So I think the best play is come up here, grab the 6 blue and the gem. So that's going to be able to give us that wild that we need in order to complete this contract. Red's going to move here, and which is going to give him 1 more contract, but it's also going to give us 1 more contract as we finish out the game. So we've got all this finished here. We're going to go ahead and do this one. So we pay the $2 to claim it. Perfect amount of money. We're spending the gem to turn this blue into a green. So we have all these dice being used. So that's a 12, 14, 18, and 19, which almost puts us at the threshold. So that's 19. So it's only 15 points, which is fine. So that puts us at 29. Whew, that was a good one. So it's all of our dice here. And that is going to be our last contract. So that's our last disc here. And that means that we are going to place it over in this area. It is a bow, and it's got some goblins in it. So I'm actually going to put it in this corner here. A point per goblin, so that's 2 more points. And since we complete that link bonus, it gives us 2 more fame. And since I'm already maxed out, it's going to give me an extra 4 points. 4 puts it at 35, and he does get 1 more turn. So hopefully not too many symbols on this top one. Wow, we get lucky again. He moves here. The last 2 symbols here are just 2. So he's going to get 9 points, puts him at 63. And then end the game. The game is over when either of us get our 7th contract. So I did get my 7th one before him. So he got that final turn. But now we do final scoring. First, I get points for these endgame scoring cards. So I was able to collect 3 of them, which is super powerful. So 2 per siege engine. I had 4, so that's 8 points, which is insane. 43. I've also got 1 per skull. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7 skulls, which is insane. Puts me to 50. And my last endgame card is this guy here. He says 1 point per fame you have above 10. I got to 20, so it's an extra 10 points. So extremely strong. Puts me at 60. I've almost lapped the competition. Now, the other thing, though, is I get a victory point per die on my board. I don't have any. And then the adversary is going to get 7 victory points for each empty award card. So since I filled them all, he's not going to get any extra points for that. However, he does get 5 victory points for each reward card with a conquest marker on it. So he only gets 5 for each. So he gets an extra 15 because it simulates that he's done them all. So it puts him at an end score of 78. So you got to put him up here. And I believe that is it. So boom, I am victorious. I'm higher than the adversary here. Yeah, life is good. So I actually won a game on stream, like pretty well, actually. This is the most simple version of the game. So there are multiple difficulties here. You can increase the difficulties. So there's a couple of options in the rule book that you can choose. So first way that you can do it is basically he starts with extra 10 points. And one thing I kind of like doing is after you complete the easy challenge, you could just kind of see if I started it on a harder mode, what would I have done? So in this case, I still would have won if I added extra 10. And then you can start him with 30 extra victory points if you're trying to go for a real challenge. So he would be at 88 for his final score, which would still not be enough. He'd only be here. So even on the hardest difficulty, it seemed that I did really good on this one. So that is the solo play of Shadow Kingdoms of Valeria, the base game. So very easy to manage. It still replicates the same system as the base game. You're going to be moving this guy around. He kind of serves as a blocker as well as kind of a disincentive system to keep you from going to certain spots. But if you weigh your options and think, hey, are the points worth it? Then you can still go to that space, which as you saw, I did a couple times in order to rack up a couple, 19 points. So I thought it was definitely worth it in the end. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know. If there are any games that you want to see live played in the future, I'd love to do that for you. So anything that you see on the channel is available in the library. So if you would like to kind of see how something is played, I'd love to show it to you. Except for a couple of games. If you saw, I put recently a video that said, hey, these are the games I really don't want to play solo. Probably not going to show you those playthroughs because they're just not that good. So yeah, probably will stay away from those. Go check out that video if you're curious as to what I'm talking about. But thank you so much for watching. SideGame Strong, everybody. Bye.